In this guided meditation, we're going to deepen the relationship that you have with the sensations and continue to separate out the thoughts or the narratives that your mind has created around different physical experiences. If at any point in time you'd like to invite in mindful touch to deepen your experience and welcome neuroplasticity, I absolutely encourage you to do so. As we've been exploring, our body navigates the world through our sensory experiences and senses. And our mind is created to put narratives and stories around the data points that our body gives us. And so, in this guided meditation, we're going to help our system separate the two out and create spaciousness to allow our mind and our body to say, here's senses and here's the narrative, and separate the pain body from the way we think, feel, and experience the world. So, as always, I'd like to invite you to start with a gentle breath in, a count of 4, and a slow, easy release to the count of 6. And inviting your mind and your body to move into intentional relationship with one another as we begin to welcome in mindful touch. See, our mind carries the stories of our past into the present moment. And our mind carries the stories of the past, of everything that we've experienced and seen and heard, even if it doesn't belong specifically to us. Take a moment and thank your mind for doing such due diligence to collect and carry and archive so much information in its endeavor to keep us safe and to keep us moving forward in our day-to-day lives. And now I'd like for you to invite your mind to journey across the course of your personal body story. And notice if there are experiences of pain or illness that repeatedly come stampeding into your present moment. The data points or the sensations that your body repeatedly offers up on a platter saying, hey, you over there, pay attention to this. And once you've found that narrative or that story, notice the narrative or the story around the sensation, the data point of the physical experience. I'd like to invite you to imagine that in one hand, you're holding the physical experience, collecting it there. And in the other, you have your thoughts, the stories that your mind has carried across the course of your life about these physical data points. Notice the interplay of the two, the relationship and the connectedness. Notice how one begets the other and vice versa. Invite these two to share with you their specific stories. Ask them, what is it about your relationship that I need to know? Notice the possibility of inviting the two to separate out, to no longer be in a reciprocal relationship cycle. Particularly, focus your attention now on the physical data point. Where does it exist in your mind and your body? Does it have a shape, a color, emotion, or movement. Invite the sensory experience to be present. And if you notice the thoughts or the narrative of the past coming in to participate in your noticing, label that narrative thinking and endeavor to turn it into a cloud and invite it to float away. And gently return your attention back to the physical experience in your mind or your body. You see, we are not our thoughts, but our mind creates thoughts that then become part of how we view ourselves and our body and the world around us. And when we begin to intentionally separate the two, that spaciousness is our opportunity for intentional healing. Let's move back into relationship with that physical experience. And without the narrative of the past, what does this experience need? Does it need self-compassion and love? Does it need a hot bath and some Epsom salts? Ask it how you, as you are today, without the impact of the past, can tend to and love this physical data point. Thank it. Extend gratitude towards it for sharing with you about its presence. Invite it to share with you so that the two of you can move into healing relationship on an ongoing basis. We so often try to avoid pain, to anesthetize ourselves against tension and stress and worry. But when we move into relationship with ourselves, we can take proactive healing steps and be intentional in protecting and loving our mind and body just as thoroughly as our mind and body is endeavoring to protect and love us. And within that, we have agency, resilience, and personal power. Now, you may have noticed that the physical experience that you're attuning to has gotten a little brighter or louder as you're doing this exercise. Or you may have noticed that it's softened because it's being seen and heard. Both responses are to be anticipated. Sometimes when we attune to ourselves for the first time, our nervous system can feel a little wary about it. We're not used to it. That's an indication that there's some wonderful healing to be done here. And when this video is done, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing a little CPR for the amygdala, some brain games, moving into some self-compassion and some self-love to help your amygdala heal. Because these might be some flares, some little flags that your brain's been setting up for a long time that haven't been tended to. And as you do that, you might notice that these experiences soften and step aside because they've been lovingly cared for. And if these physical sensations have automatically softened as you've deepened your relationship to them, congratulations. You're deepening your relationship to self, and your body is starting to feel safe and held. Keep doing the powerful work that you're doing. The more when we are in relationship with health, the more we are in relationship with ourselves, the more organic and sustainable and loving our healing journey will be.